decided on Fort Utah to do a little test with one. We've got our very nice top end Sennheiser MKH416, and I've got the foam and the dead cat screen on that, and all the sound from this video will be coming from there. And so right now you can see probably why Fort Utah didn't last, because they put it right next to a 6-lane freeway, or 12 if you count both sides, so kind of noisy. And so right now this is pointing sideways to that, and we're going to do several different tests here and somewhere really quiet and answer this question for ourselves once and for all. So as you noticed, along the side here you've got these openings, and the microphone takes the sound from there and kind of subtracts them from the sound that comes in here on the end, and that's the whole idea. So when I've got it tipped sideways to this, it should be hopefully screening out some of that sideways freeway noise and picking up on the end over there. Let's do a test now. We're going to spin this so it's pointing directly to the freeway. I'll back this again. So we're about 30 feet away, 50 feet away, and somebody's talking, it's kind of loud, just because I can tell it is so loud. And now I'm walking over the side of it. Freeway. So now all that noise is straight behind it, and it should be screening out the noise from either side there. And we're backing away, and we're now just about 15 feet away again. And I'm going to come back up close to it and just keep talking at the same volume. And there we are, like 6 inches away. And I'll move over to one side, repeat the same test again, and then finish this. This time I'm going to tilt the whole thing up, so that instead of having these vents on the sides, we're going to put them up and down and just find out if that makes any difference, because we might as well while we're at it, right? So, okay, that way it doesn't actually, that tripod screw is not long enough to connect with these standoff things. So we're just going to do the close test here. So here it is, 90 degrees from the freeway. Now we're going to point it so the freeway is now at our back again, and we're just talking normally, and now the freeway is behind the microphone and I'm in front of it, and there is a train rolling past behind us, but it's really quiet actually, so I don't think that factors into anything. So okay, there's part one of our test. And by the way, just for right now, I'm going to plug in the sound from my Osmo Pocket 3, not using the mic 2 or anything, just so we can have a comparison. Right now the freeway is over to my left, and now the freeway is behind us, because this does have kind of directional mics, although the mics are around the back, not in the front, pointing toward me. And I'll spin one more direction, looking away from the freeway, so the camera's looking toward it, and we'll just find out how that works. Okay, next we're going to do one more test, somewhere quiet, and then we'll have all our questions answered. Well, I tried to hike a couple miles to get away from all the traffic noise in the valley, but without any leaves on the trees, it doesn't really work anymore. So I put the valley behind the camera. We'll finish our test the best we can here. So I'm about 20 feet away once again. I'm just gonna walk around talking to the camera, equal voice, and we'll see how well that shotgun does. So let's point there so I can face it. And here we go. How about whose woods these are? I think I know. His house is in the village though. He will not see me stopping here to watch his woods fill up with snow. So now we're about 90 degrees. My little horse must think it queer to stop without a farmhouse near. Between the woods and the frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year. Almost around 5 feet. Straight behind the microphone now. Gives his harness belt a shake to ask if there's been some mistake. The only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake approaching 3/4 of the way around. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. And maybe I should have walked a little louder so every stanza could be 1/4 turn. And there it is, 1/4 turn, or all the way around, 360. All right, so I'll take this footage home and throw the audio on from my F3, and we'll see how good. And now, by the way, I'm 2 feet away from it. How good shotgun mics really do this kind of thing. So, by the way, for those of you who are watching this because you know from my other channel, UtahTreasureHunting.com, or at youtube.com/@UtahTreasureHunting, you came here for a clue. Here is your clue. Sorry, actually, the first part of the video gave you all the clues you really need, but the last part of the clue, your bonus clue, I will throw in, as always, some bonus material where I'm just gonna tell you just a little bit about some of my other projects. Hope you'll, if it's something that you find that you have any interest in, you'll support me in that. Now I'm straight behind it, talking toward it again. So here's that. And while I do this, I'll give a good 2-foot circle around. So now I'm off to the side, off to the right of the mic, and I'll just point like 1 is straight on, 2 will be the other, 180 degrees from here, 3 is straight behind it, and 4 is here, just so you can keep track of the sound where it's going. So right now I'm at 3. The thing I want to highlight is the audiobooks. It's December 2nd today. Thanksgiving is behind us. Halloween is but a memory, except for maybe your cavities. And so it's officially Christmas time. So if you're into Christmas, if you like getting into Christmas spirit, then check out The Art of Heart Christmas trilogy. And even if you don't care that much about Christmas, this it comes from the University of Life, which is one of my main gigs, and that's where I take the most important ideas that there are in the world, in life, that can help you to maximize your satisfaction and success and everything. I distill it down to simplest levels, and then I figured out how to teach them and convey them. And teaching them through stories is one of the best ways to learn that kind of thing, because it hits you on a level that you can really apply, and it hits you on a kind of an emotional level. We like to think of ourselves as rational beings, and if I explain something to you, you're like, oh, that makes sense, now I understand. But these are the kinds of ideas that you don't want to just understand abstractly, like on the surface. Sorry if I was doing my numbers wrong now. I am now 3/4 the way around. So stories help you get on a level that's more emotional, that your subconscious mind really relates to and can extract the information from. So that's really the major reason, really, why I wrote this book. And I think it works pretty well. And I think there's some characters that are really quite endearing, and The plot is very often gripping. I mean, after writing those things, can you imagine how much time that took? And after all the editing and then recording them for the audiobook and then mastering those recordings and everything, you imagine I'd be pretty sick of it. And granted, when I first finished book 1, I couldn't look at that thing for a couple weeks. But generally since then, like as I go over it, I learn again valuable stuff. I teach myself valuable stuff. So I really do believe in the value of that. And I enjoy the plots and plot twists and all the masterful little descriptions and dialogues and character arcs and everything like that. So anyway, you can get it for free. So why not? If you're not already an Audible member, you can just go to bit.ly/ you could go to Christmas audiobook and then Christmas audiobook 2 and 3, but why not get them all 3 together? I think you can probably get them all for free, and to get that, just go to bit.ly/ Christmas audiobook 1, 2, 3, and they're all together. And if you're totally not interested in that at all, oh, by the way, it's time to give you your bonus hint for you treasure hunters, and that is that chronologically or geographically, the first of all those clues I've given you so far is the PRWP. That's the first one, and the last one is tree stump. So this should be so easy by this time. There's no need to even comment on the rest of that. But anyway, if you're not interested in that kind of stuff, I've been interviewed recently on a few podcasts, and the last one a couple days ago was for the University of Utah student paper with Oliver. Did a great job, and we were talking about search and rescue. So I've also this fall finally produced the audiobook version of my bestseller, 75 Search and Rescue Stories, which I wrote after my first 12 years as a volunteer search and rescue member here in the county. So that's available. That sounds more your style. Check it out. You can find that at bit.ly/rescue audio. Or if you want the audiobook or the paperback or the Kindle version, you can get that at bit.ly/rescue stories. So, all right. Thanks as always for listening. I hope this is helpful. Sorry, I forgot to do my numbers. I'm almost all the way around again. And here we are back in front. Let's go find out exactly how good these shotgun mics are. See you next time. Subscribe, like, share, comment. You know the deal. Thanks.